Hello. Welcome back to another week of the Max Potential Habits podcast, IGTV, YouTube. I'm psyched to have you here because today is a longer solo cast and we're going to talk about what will happen when you expect to succeed. This is an interesting one because there's so much tension between setting up expectations versus allowing in manifestation world. And I think it's a really important conversation because we get really stuck in thinking that we want something to be a certain way and then we get disappointed when it doesn't happen. But if you don't set yourself up to expect to succeed, you're not going to get very far in your life or business. So we're going to take a deep dive into the law of expectation. But first, if this is your first time here, I'm Dr. Amanda Barrientez, the founder of NFA Coaching, the host of this podcast, YouTube channel, and IGTV channel. I'm psyched you're here. This is your place to come each and every week for tips, tools, and inspirational interviews to help you optimize your habits so you can thrive in life and business. And as I always say, your mindset is a habit, what you do is a habit, the way that you see your vision and take action to fulfill it is a habit. And my thing is helping you learn those habits that help you get optimized so that you can fulfill your vision of living a successful life, whatever that means to you. Success can mean all kinds of different things. I think it's important for you to define what it is to you and then set yourself up to expect to succeed. I got a message from someone recently and they said they were asking me if I needed help in a certain area. And I said, I'm doing great. I'm on the right track. And they said, yeah, it looks like you're a pretty big go-getter. And I said, yeah, my success is inevitable. That's an expectation. I expect myself to succeed at every moment. I love this quote by Brian Tracy. He says, positive expectations are the mark of the superior personality. I want a superior personality. I know that you do too, right? So it's positive expectations. So today, when we're thinking about the law of expectation, this is actually a law created by Dr. Milton Erickson, and some of you may know him. He's one of the founding fathers of NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, which is such a powerful tool that so many incredible coaches use. It really helps you to get to the root cause of issues. And in that law of expectation, he talks about whatever we expect becomes our reality. So this is really in alignment with the law of attraction and how likes attract likes. So if you are in a space where you're constantly looking around in your environment, expecting yourself to have awesomeness brought your way, that's the law of attraction. That's you expecting good things to come your way. But so many of us get stuck in this space where we expect negative things to come our way. We look at the world and we go, oh, well, that makes sense. That's always going to keep happening. A really simple example that I love is if you get a cold every year. Like, let's say I was in an audience of 500 people and I said, raise your hand if you get a cold every year. Probably a lot of the audience would raise their hand. And then if you ask the next question, well, when do you usually get the cold? And most people will say a specific month that they usually get sick. That's you expecting to get sick every year. I think it's fascinating because what if you decided, I don't get sick anymore in November or December? What if I just said, I'm going to see what happens if I set my expectation up that November is my healthiest month of the year? I did this when I was young. I used to get a horrible sinus infection every year. Had to go on antibiotics, all those things. And then one year I realized, this is partially in my mind. I don't need to get sick every year. And I started taking preventative measures with herbs and essential oils and doing steams, and I haven't had a sinus infection since. And I don't get sick every year. It's very rare that I get sick, and when I do, it's actually so out of alignment with my expectations that I'm usually like, wow, kind of knocked out of balance, and it surprises me because I don't expect to get sick. I'm not one of those people that walks around and goes, oh yeah, I'm going to get the yearly flu or whatever it is. I know it's COVID right now, so there's that too. If you are out in the world right now expecting that you're going to get sick, it's more likely that you're going to happen because of the law of expectation. You'll attract it your way instead of preventing yourself in a state where your mind is in alignment with a vibrational frequency that actually raises your immunity. So I've been out and about a lot and I haven't gotten sick. I'm not sure if I got COVID or not. I got sick back in, I don't remember what month it was, March or something, but I was having a really hard emotional time and my body was not fighting off sicknesses the way that it usually does. So there's such a powerful mind-body alignment. If you don't take anything away today from this episode other than that your outer world is a reflection of your inner world, and it's based on your belief system and your expectations of the results you're going to get, that's all I want you to get. Rewind that if you want to, or I'll say it again. Your outer world is a reflection of your inner world, and your beliefs are what's rooted in your inner world. If your beliefs are that you get sick every year, you're probably going to get sick every year. If your beliefs are that you can create a 6 or 7 figure business, you're going to get that. If your beliefs are that you can't succeed in business, that you're not smart enough, you're not good enough, you don't know enough, other people are better than you, there's too many people already doing what you're doing, there's too much competition, that's what you're going to get because you are expecting that as your version of success. So again, Dr. Milton Erickson says 85% of what you expect to happen will. So the interesting thing is the law doesn't discriminate. It doesn't go, oh, we want to help you have this positive vibe, but you only think about positivity of 10% of the day. That's not what you're going to get, because if 90% of your day is filled with worry, doubt, fear, procrastination, and hesitation on fulfilling your dreams, you're going to get more to worry, doubt, fear, and procrastinate on. So there's no discrimination. So you're the one that needs to become a master of your mindset and a master of your habits so that you can get the results that you want. And all of this is rooted in your belief system. Okay, so let's talk belief system a little bit. Beliefs are just thoughts that you keep having over and over and over again. So you have a repetitive thought pattern going on, which is a habit in your mind, and it turns into a belief system. I think it's really interesting to think about societal belief systems. Really what that creates is culture or cultural belief systems, right? So it's thoughts and practices that societies keep having over and over again, and it turns into a cultural habit or a cultural mindset. And you get downloads like this in your family, in school, in church, in your community, in your culture at large. And these are where you start to develop your ideas about yourself, about others, and the way you react to the environment and think about the environment. That's what I think of your mindset being. So your mindset is the way that you think about yourself, other people, and the world at large. That's how you think, and these become embedded through our belief system when we're young. So when we're young, I know I've said this before, we're like sponges. From ages 0 to 7, it's shown that our brain wavelengths are in almost a hypnotic state. So we're absorbing everything that's going on around us. And if you were raised in a family system where there was a lot of negativity and the people in your life kept saying things like, you gotta work really hard to make money, that's an expectation that gets set up for you as you age, right? So let's say you're building a business right now and it's a side hustle and you're working nights and weekends after you do your regular job, and you have this belief system set up because you heard it so many times as a kid that making money is really hard. That's your expectation. So making money is going to be very hard for you. And it's okay, you can change your belief system, but the first step is getting clear on what those beliefs are so that you can change your expectations. So I want you to ask yourself some power questions. Things like, will what I am expecting improve the quality of my life? Will what I am expecting improve the quality of my business? Will what I am expecting get me where I want to go? When I have this expectation, does it align with my dreams? if remind yourself daily to go, okay, what am I expecting today? Am I expecting my day to be hard? Am I saying I'm tired? Am I expecting to walk into my job or my business and have struggles and doubt and fear? Or am I walking in going, I expect the best day ever. I expect people to be magnetized my way, the right people. I'm always in the right place at the right time with the right thoughts and the right focus to masterfully succeed in my business. That's an expectation. This is why affirmations are so powerful, because it trains your brain in a new direction of setting new expectations, right? So it's really amazing for you to sit down and go, what are my expectations? Get conscious by noticing what they are, asking yourself if your expectations are aligned with where you consciously say you want to go. And if they're not, then write down what you want and visualize what you want happening, and then take action in that direction. What this does is starts to retrain your brain for new expectations, right? So I had a really cool conversation once. I had one of my friends over for wine and dinner, and we were chatting, and this was kind of at the beginning stages of me learning money mastery and overcoming my money beliefs that were holding me back. And I said something about my year of business. I was like, oh, well, it's going to be hard, but I'm kind of willing to do the hard work. She's like, she didn't say the word, what if you expected it to be easy, but she said, well, what if it were just easy? And it was funny that it blew my mind, because it's such a simple statement and like, duh, but I've been trained my whole life that making money is hard, that you got to work your butt off to make a lot of money. And that question changed my life. From that day forward, I was like, yeah, heck yeah, let's make making money fun and easy. What if it just flowed in easily? What if it flowed in so quickly that you always wondered where it was before, and you're like, yes, my new expectation is that money flows from every opportunity, that I'm always abundant, that I'm always attracting people who bring more opportunities to me, that I'm always in the right place at the right time because I'm a money magnet and everything I touch turns to gold. These are some of my favorite affirmations. And the reason that these work for me is because I have the belief system rooted that I deserve it. I believe it's possible. I believe that I am creating value in the world to be rewarded in a monetary way. So those are the expectations that I set up. So answer for yourself this. What will happen when you expect to succeed? Okay. So I want you to start shifting your mindset and your actions toward success. Okay. And then ask yourself, do I expect success? And if you're noticing that your results in your life and business are not what you want, then you know that you have your expectations set up in a misaligned way. I've called this competing commitments, right? So where our unconscious system competes with our conscious system. So we operate by 95% unconscious. So if in your unconscious belief system you have the expectation that you're not going to win, that you're not going to succeed, that it's going to be hard, that you're not sure if you can do it, and all of that is going on in your unconscious system, then your conscious system, even though it's saying, I want to build a successful business and leave my job and really love what I do in my life, those are going to be competing. And of course, if 95% of your system is operating in the negative and expecting results that aren't what you want, that's what's going to win. So that's when Erickson talks about the law doesn't discriminate and 85% of what you expect to happen will, that's really what he's talking about. Your unconscious drivers are always going to win. This is why that when you sometimes see even really highly motivated people, they don't get ahead. It's because somewhere ingrained in their thinking, they have unconscious beliefs that they can't succeed. And those are the expectations that they've set up for themselves. Now I want to talk a little bit too about the tension between expecting and allowing. It was really interesting when I was doing research for this podcast today. I always like to kind of look at quotes, and I couldn't find very many good quotes on expectation because most of them were talking about if you expect little of people, then your life will be happier. The less expectations you have, the better your life. I was like, oh, fascinating. Because we have this idea that it's bad to expect things, especially from other people. And yes, let's say you cannot change anyone else. You can only control your own thoughts, decisions, and actions. Okay? Remember that. That's important. You can only control your own thoughts, decisions, and actions. You are not in control of what other people do. So setting expectations of other people, especially unspoken expectations, is going to lead to frustration and resentment. Change yourself and change your own life, change your thoughts, and the people around you will either shift or fall away. Okay? So remember that that's really important. You can't expect things of other people. You can ask things of other people and request, and they can say yes or no. That's good communication. But don't sit there. If you're in a victim mentality and you're thinking, the world's against me and everything kind of sucks, and if only they would change, my life would be better. That's you expecting that other people are in control of your reality. That's you expecting that the world's going to give you a handout without you showing up as a powerful master of yourself. That's an unrealistic expectation. So remember that you want to expect success of yourself, and then that lifts other people up around you. You can't change anyone else who's not ready and willing to do the work. Now, the tension between expecting and allowing, I want you to have both. There's actually no problem with expecting and allowing. And when I say this, it's this idea of, okay, I expect success, and I can set manifestation, I call them manifestation-based goals, in the direction of my dreams. And then I set sail and take action in the direction of my dreams. But I simultaneously allow the universe to bring me something that's even better than I could have ever imagined. Okay? So the problem sometimes I think that people run into is when they set expectations and then they have this rigidity around it and they don't allow the universe to bring them something that could be even better. I love in this book, it's called Creative Visualization by Shakti Gawain. And in it, she says at the end of your visualizations to always say, this or something better now manifests for me in totally satisfying and harmonious ways for the highest good of all concerned. I love that. This or something better now manifests for me in totally satisfying and harmonious ways for the highest good of all concerned. This leaves the door for you to visualize what you want through the law of expectation, through the law of attraction, through raising your vibrational frequency, and through setting manifestation-based goals. You can have those goals because you want to set sail in the direction of a port that you have determined. Otherwise, you're just going to float around aimlessly, which, if that's what you want, cool. Maybe you just want to play a little bit. If you want to get there faster, get clear on where you want to go. That's the law of expectation. That's you being clear about what you want. That's part of manifestation. But you're going to allow the universe to show you the way. You're going to allow the universe to bring you something even better than you could have ever possibly imagined. And that's the law of allowing. That's you allowing something beautiful, abundant, magnificent, and awesome to come your way, even beyond your wildest dreams. So you can both expect and allow at the same time. And just remember, this is about you. This isn't about other people. This isn't you controlling other people or the world around you in terms of, forcing other people to be in alignment with where you're at. You will attract the right opportunities to you through your vibrational frequency that is in that place of expecting success, right? So when I go out into the world, I expect success, which means that every time I get on for networking on LinkedIn or Be Connected or the platforms that I use for social media, I expect that awesomeness is going to come my way. I expect that I'm putting amazing things out into the world and that the people that are drawn to me are going to benefit. Here's an awesome example. I got the best message in Instagram the other day from, I'm going to do a shout out to you, Tracy Dix. You're awesome. She says, I am loving your podcast. I've started from the beginning and just finished listening to your interview with DeRay. Your conversation with your guests are brilliant. I am definitely spreading the word about your show. So much gold. Thank you. And I'm off to starting my NFA day. I mean, when I get messages like this, I just glow all day and I smile. And I'm like, yes, yes, yes. This is what I'm expecting from my community of people who are listening to me on this podcast and loving what I'm putting out in the world. And they're of like mind, right? So Tracy's succeeding in the world because she's of like mind. She's going, yes, I attracted this to me so that I could grow and learn and connect. And that's what we want every day. So I want you to play the I wonder game. This is a really fun game. So I want you to write this statement. I wonder what will happen when blank. Okay, I wonder what will happen when blank. And I want you to start daydreaming about all the awesome things that can happen when you expect success. So I wonder what will happen when I expect success. I wonder what will happen when I start seeing all the possibilities. I wonder what will happen when the money starts flowing in so powerfully that it's like an avalanche that I could never stop. I wonder what will happen when I'm healthy and vibrant and alive. I wonder what will happen when I get to leave my job and have a full-time business doing exactly what I love, making a massive impact in the world. I wonder what will happen when people in the universe see their brilliance, step into their fullest version of power and self-expression, and everyone is in peace and joy. I can go on and on and on. So I want you to play the I wonder game and practice this. Start playing with this in your mind every day because it shifts your energy toward playfulness, joy, and fun, and it sets you up to expect success. All right, I'm so psyched that you're all here. Don't forget that if you're loving what you're hearing, to leave a written review on iTunes. You can do it from any place. If you go to Google and type in how to leave an iTunes review, it takes less than 5 minutes. It really helps me. Take a screenshot of it, send it to mphraffle@nfacoaching.com, and you will be entered into the monthly raffle. I hope that you all have the most incredible week where you thrive and feel alive because you expect to feel amazing. Thanks so much for listening to this episode of the Max Potential Habits podcast. If you're liking what you've heard, it would be so incredibly awesome if you would subscribe to the channel and leave a 5-star rating and a written review. This helps me help more people while we grow our NFA community so we can rock it out together. For Max Potential Habits resources, go to nfacoaching.com where you can access all of my resources. There's free ebooks, PDF checklists, a journal template, a business mindset meditation kit, and so much more. Plus, links to NFA coaching on Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. And if you're super serious about up-leveling, there's also a link to schedule a free consult to work with me in group or one-on-one coaching. Until next time, I hope you have a Max Potential Habits Day where you get inspired to do whatever it takes to transform into the most empowered version of yourself so you can lead a rich, thriving, kick-ass life and business.